Hi there. Do you think you know if an annuity is better than a pension? Well, by the end of this video, I'll make sure you have the answer to that question before you go signing on any dotted line. My name is Michael Malone, and for up-to-date annuity advice and information, do be sure to subscribe to my channel here, and then also click on that notifications bell so you'll also be notified when I upload other new videos. Now, first of all, pensions can be a great source of retirement income for you. When you're looking at, say, as an example, you're looking at your overall retirement plan, and you're looking at, probably having Social Security that's part of that retirement plan, and you have that Social Security really as a source of income. Pensions can also create an additional source of income as you're building out that overall retirement plan. Now, when you're digging into your pension or pensions that are available to you at your employer, if you're lucky enough to still have one, most employers unfortunately don't offer pensions that frequently anymore. But if you are lucky enough to have one, you really want to become familiar with what your payout options are on that pension as well. What I mean by that is you want to sit down with probably your HR department, your human resources department, and say, I'd like to look at what payout options are available to me on the pension that I have or the pension that I'm looking at, funding. You'll want to, look at the payouts available to you, to yourself individually. You'll want to look at, you may have a certain period of time available to you when you retire, saying that, boy, I retire at age 60 and I can have this guaranteed payment for 10 years, or I can have this different guaranteed payment for 20 years, whatever that may be. Or I may have, and very frequently this is the option most choose, I may have that income from my pension for the rest of my life. Now, you're also going to want to make sure to look at, if you have a spouse, to look at what those payout options are as well, if you include your spouse in those payout options. So pensions can be, like I said, they can be another great source of retirement income in your overall retirement income plan. You also want to dig into, though, the payout options that are going to be available to you inside of that pension. And by the way, if you'd like to have some professional guidance from me in evaluating these payout options and kind of understanding your pension a little bit better, do feel free to click on the link down below to apply to become my client. And then once you're done watching this video, I would recommend watching the other video that I've recorded called How to Create Your Own Personal Pension Using an Annuity. And the reason why I would recommend checking out that video as well is that in that video, you're really going to learn a little bit more, actually quite a bit more, about the similarities between a pension and an annuity. And I'll include the link to that video for you in the description down below. Now, when answering the question, is an annuity better than a pension? About one thing you want to know about an annuity is that an annuity can create an additional source of retirement income for you. Again, in that overall retirement plan that you're working on, an annuity can create a similar source of retirement income similar to an annuity or to a pension. Now, it'll create also, we talked about the guaranteed income in the pension. An annuity can also create that same type of guaranteed retirement income for you as you move through your retirement. You may even look at, obviously we're answering the question here of, is an annuity better than a pension? But that doesn't always mean that you have to decide on one or the other. You may say, hey, I've got Social Security as a source of income. I do have pension as a source of income, but I also maybe want to have an annuity as an additional source of income as well. So when you're looking at these and you're looking at, is an annuity better than a pension? At this point, I just want you to understand that an annuity can create a similar guaranteed retirement income for the rest of your life, like we talked about inside of that pension. Now, you'll also want to realize, as we answer this question about is an annuity better than a pension, you're going to want to take inflation into consideration. It's kind of a hot topic nowadays because of some of the higher inflation that we're seeing this year. But overall, inflation always plays a role as you move through the years of your retirement. Now, when you look at a pension, typically the way pension is going to work when we talk about that guaranteed retirement income for your retirement years, when you turn on your pension, your payment that you receive on that first payment of your pension is going to be the exact same amount that you receive on your last payment of your pension. Meaning that when you first retire, that amount you receive in that first year, when you pass away, say 20, 25, 30 years later, is going to be the same exact dollar amount. Now, one of the things that makes that tough for a pension when you're addressing inflation, inflation is the cost of things getting more expensive. Even if it's a little bit a year, maybe it's 2% a year or 3% a year, whatever it may be. I'll give you a quick example. As you move through your retirement years, say you retire at age 60 and you're used to walking into the grocery store and buying that loaf of bread. What inflation means is that about 24 years later, so you retire at age 60, now you're in your mid-80s, a loaf of bread is going to cost you about twice as much as it did when you first retired at age 60. So if that pension is giving you the same income amount at age 84 as it did at age 60, you're only going to be able to buy half of that loaf of bread because that bread has become twice as expensive. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, the reason why I point that out when we're answering this question of is an annuity better than a pension is that an annuity, depending upon the type of annuity that you choose, in an annuity, if you have a variable portfolio, say a stock market index or a mutual fund type of portfolio inside of that annuity may have the chance for that portfolio value to grow, your guaranteed income benefit to grow over the years, and then therefore offering you the ability to maybe have a certain amount of income when you first begin in retirement and potentially a higher amount of income as you move through retirement. So when it comes to inflation, when it comes to the concern of inflation throughout the years, an annuity may actually play a better role than a pension when it comes to addressing that inflation concern of things becoming more expensive as you move through your retirement. Now, although it is possible to have this guaranteed retirement income for life with a variable annuity, you have to keep in mind that this is a variable annuity. So it's going to go up and down with the index or the portfolio inside of the annuity. So there is no assurance that the income will keep up with inflation, but there is that possibility. The one last thing that I'll share with you here in regards to is an annuity better than a pension? Typically when you turn on your pension, when you retire and you say to your human resource department at work that I'd like to turn on that income now. Well, inside of your pension and or inside of your annuity, you've had a cash value growing. When you turn on that pension, you're going to give up that cash. That cash is going to go away. They're going to turn on your guaranteed retirement income for the rest of your life, which is perfectly fine, but you're losing control of that cash. There will no longer be a cash value inside of your pension once you turn on that income. In comparison, when you turn on, typically, it depends again on the annuity that you're using, but when you turn on your guaranteed retirement income inside of the annuity, typically you're not turning that cash over right away to the insurance company that's made that annuity available to you. Typically what you're going to do inside of an annuity is start to draw down that cash value that you have. Now, why that's important is because you'll still have access to that cash inside of your annuity if, as you were to move through retirement, maybe an emergency arose, maybe you decided there was a big fun purchase you'd like to make, a big trip you'd like to take, something like that. In the pension, because your cash is gone, you wouldn't have the ability to address an emergency or a big exciting purchase. Inside the annuity, you still may have the ability to do that. It may have some effect on the income you're taking from the annuity, but sometimes emergencies arise, and it's nice to have that cash there if you need it. So in that case, that's another benefit that an annuity really has over a pension, is you keep control of that cash for maybe a little bit longer than you would in a pension. Now, you'll want to know that with an immediate annuity in particular, or any annuity that has reached the annuitization phase for that matter, there would be no cash value there for exciting things or emergencies. There'd be no cash value in those annuities, very similar to the pension. And you know, as I mentioned before, if you would like to have some professional guidance as you're kind of, you know, looking through, is an annuity better than a pension for you in particular, do feel free to click on the link down below to apply to become my client. And you know, if you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel here, and share it with a friend. Thanks for watching, and I truly do hope something good happens to you out there today.